consistently. Don't tell me I saw that in Tim Tebow. I did not. And here's the thing. When you talk about clutch gene, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, come on now.
Wait, you put Drew Brees in there?
Oh, yes, because
like the guy who threw an end zone interception in the Tampa Bay game?
Are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to tell me?
Yeah, I'll take Tebow in a clutch.
Hold on.
Drew Brees.
Are you trying to tell me that Tim Tebow's flawless?
No, I just like him in the clutch.
I'm saying, even in the he has not made any mistakes whatsoever ever in the clutch. Ever.
No, he's...
All right, then. So my point is this. Just like
believe it or not, he's human.
Right, but so is Drew Brees. But the difference between Drew Brees and Tim Tebow is Drew Brees with 72% completion rating and Tim Tebow with 46. It's almost double what Tim Tebow's completion percentage is. Don't even compare. Do you have any... I don't even know how you can be on national TV and look into the cameras with a straight face and think that you can mention Tim Tebow in the same breath as
Okay, I will. Let me do it again.
You can't do it.
Okay?
You can't do it.
Okay, Drew Brees at St. Louis.
It doesn't matter.
3 interceptions.
Skip, you keep repeating that.
At St. Louis, 2.
Skip.
Wait, let me finish. At Tampa Bay, 3 interceptions.
Skip.
That's 5 in 2 games. Tebow had 6 for the whole year.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say to you
is he that inaccurate?
Really? Does Tim Tebow throw the football nearly as much as Drew Brees?
No,
he doesn't. He runs it. So that's a misnomer. That's not accurate. And the fact of the matter is, when you look at a guy like Drew Brees and you consider the difference maker that he is, 5,400 yards. Listen, I'm not even going into all of that. The point is, you look at him, you look at Brady. There have been plenty of times when they've gotten the job done and their defense came in and let them down. Whereas I can make the argument that regardless of the fact that they ranked 20th in the NFL, the Denver Broncos defense saved the day repeatedly for Tim Tebow because they kept him in a position to win and close. How many times did we see Tim Tebow 7, 8, 9 consecutive possessions, 3 and out? The defense had nothing to do with keeping them in the game. That's just asinine, 20, as Michael Smith said to you yesterday. It makes no sense. Your logic makes no sense. It's getting to the point.
They kept the defense off the field by leading the league in rushing.
We got to move on. Yeah, and I'm a co-host today.
Okay, well,
so
hold on.
Let me say this to you.
I got one last one.
You're starting to get to me. You're starting to get to me.
No.
I'm telling you that right now. You better watch your tongue, Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're not making any sense with Tim Tebow. This is ridiculous. You're starting to get to the point where, I mean, I used to just say you're gone. You're somewhere. Now I'm kind of wondering whether I don't know whether you need help or prayer.
Well, let me ask
I don't know.
Okay.
You can't talk Tebow at all today. You can't even mention his name.
He has to, Skip Bayless, play quarterback better than 46%.
I got a text. You got a text? Yes, from Tim Tebow. Hey, can you teach me how to pray?
I know your love for him. You believe he'll be a starter one day. But I have a feeling this is going to be no different.
He's no football player. He's just a wannabe rock star.
I can throw better than Tim Tebow.
I know he's there. Played his game all the time. Knows what that position should do and needs to do. They trade him.
He wants to be a celebrity as much as the Kardashians continue to want to be celebrities.
You know what? I'm done. I've had enough.
You leaving?
I've had enough.
Where you going?
Tebow.
To him as light-skinned, I think this is a real problem.
And I don't care what Twitter says. I don't care what anybody says. I just know what I see and did not see from little light-skinned Steph.
What did you not see the series?
There have been too many times when he got so light-skinned in the finals, I couldn't see him anymore because he turned into a ghost. He disappeared. He just went poof.
$1 million that he
Are
did
you
last year.
on
Donate it
drugs?
to charity.
Are you on
He put it
drugs?
right out there on Front Street on Twitter. He
What?
said, I'll put my salary on
I swear I wish some water about throw this in. What?
Just donate it to charity. You know why?
$5 million?
Let me finish.
What?
Go ahead, sir.
Oh,
No way Scottie Pippen was a top 50 player.
what?
Michael Jordan made him.
Oh, no,
Yes.
you're going too
Don't
far.
get me
You're
started.
Going too far.
No.
You're going too far.
I'm
Scottie
not.
Pippen is an all-time
Hey, let me just ask you a question. What happened after the Bulls broke up. And Scottie Pippen, is still in his prime.
He wasn't in his prime.
Yes, he was.
He was not in his prime.
Yes, he
See,
was.
you don't know basketball. You just got caught. You just got caught. It's official. You don't know basketball. Unlike
I didn't
Dirk,
say right now. I said I got a 38-year-old point guard.
Unlike Dirk, Scottie Pippen played defense 94 feet. You don't forget. You don't remember that. What is it all about? Points. All-time 50, one of the greatest players ever. You must be. I don't even know what to say to you right now. You said Scottie Pippen is one of not one of the all-time 50 players. I don't even want to talk to you no more. I don't even want to talk to you.
What's really blasphemy? What is to say that Scottie Pippen's a top?
Oh my Lord! You
That's
just
ridiculous. Okay, I gotta say this.
We're done. Tristan Thompson.
I'm sorry.
All right. I know Skip.
I don't know about Skip Bayless. Has Skip Bayless ever did any sports?
Skip, you want to answer that?
Well, at least I don't look like Tarzan and sometimes play like Jane. But other than that, I'm just saying.
By the way, you need to come up with new nicknames. You call Chris Broussard the Protector. How can both of us be that way? Come get Mr. Baseless. Be creative. Okay? Be creative.
His man, Ryan Braun. That's right. I think that right now, Aaron Rodgers should at least donate. What is it? $8.5 million.
Donate
to charity.
Are you on drugs?
I don't love him on the floor. I do not love.
What?
I do not love.
What?
I do not love
What is wrong with
my
you?
point guard to be such a high volume shooter that he is.
Oh my Lord!
He shoots it.
Oh my! You should be banned from talking
like,
basketball. Me, it's clearly Serge Ibaka. I know that's a name. I know that you can't comprehend. Excuse me, watch your mouth and let me finish my thoughts. I know that you get a little bit out there. You're going to lose your mind over that. But let me tell you something right now. This is the SWAT Meister in this series. This is the human eraser. This is the guy averaging 3.3 blocks per game in the postseason, which beats everybody. This is the guy that could potentially neutralize the Miami Heat and turn them into a perimeter shooting team. If LeBron James and D. Wade and the Miami Heat do not attack the basket and do not get Serge Ibaka into foul trouble, then this guy is going to be a huge, huge difference maker because he's not tolerating any weak stuff coming into the paint. He will throw it into the stands, and as a result, it will turn the Miami Heat into a perimeter shooting team, and we all know that is an Achilles heel that they have. That is why he is my X factor.
Now the A in Stephen A stands for ASA 9, ASA 10, and ASA 11. Are we talking about the same Serge Ibaka who has sometimes been pulled by Scott Brooks in the fourth quarter because he doesn't play the smartest defense? Right. 7 and miss the playoffs. I realize I'm way out on the limb on this, but I have the courage of my convictions, unlike others on this show. Do I get to respond to that?
Let me tell you what.
No, wait, you brought it up. Do I get to respond right here, right now, before you go off on your soliloquy? Do I?
No, because
How close was I to calling that exactly right? What happened at Pittsburgh? Roethlisberger was hurt and Leftwich immediately got hurt. What happened in San Diego? Wait a second. You're going to throw it at me. I'm going to throw it right back.
You're being weak.
Wait.
You're being weak.
No,
you're being weak. Because that's not where I was going.
Okay,
that's
they
not where I was
lost
going.
6 of their last 7. It took an
that's
uncalled
not
block
where I
in
was
the back
going.
on 4th and 29 at San Diego for them to win that game. Did they lose 4 of their last 5? Yes, they did. It was almost 6 out of 7. Did I almost come close to an incredible call? You better believe I did. Have you ever seen a team lose 4 of its last 5 and get on this kind of Super Bowl roll? I have not.
Are you finished?
No, you brought it up. I'm finishing what you started.
Well, you don't know what I brought up because you didn't let me make my point because you were so sensitive.
I'm not sensitive. I'm just going to defend myself.
You're reacting to the wrong point that I was trying to make. Maybe if you let somebody make their point first, you would have known where I was going. I was waiting for that last line about the courage of your convictions because it was bringing me to the Patriots. In other words, what I'm saying to you is, I don't want to hear about Akeem Talib. I don't want to hear about Gronk. I don't want to hear about anybody because you started off the year before a game was played, before an injury took place, you said the Patriots. Throughout the season, you said the Patriots. No matter what hiccups they went through, you said the Patriots. Going into yesterday, you said the Patriots. So what I was trying to say and you just took the fun out of it because you're so sensitive. Because Lord knows, God forbid that Skip is actually wrong about something. You want to overreact to the point that I was making, and that wasn't even the point. I just wanted to get on you about the courage of your conviction. I wanted to get on you about the courage of your convictions, that one line. Because I tried to tell you, Tom Brady, whether it's him tap dancing, Wes Welker and the rest of the crew, whether it's them tap dancing, you can talk all of this stuff about the Patriots if you want to, but what you're missing is that the Ravens was putting some real heat on them all afternoon long. The hits that they were putting on the Patriots softened them up, and that's why they couldn't do anything in the second half. It got to the point where they had alligator arms for crying out loud. They were scared to death. It was like that. When you put that kind of heat on somebody, it's all right to sit there and catch people off guard, to do trick plays, to be so cerebral, so brilliant, from Belichick to Brady on down, that you sit up there and you use that level of intellectual prowess to take advantage of another football team. But when you go up against some real heat and somebody put it on you, I mean really put it on you, all of a sudden, you get a little woozy. And that's what you saw with Tom Brady and the Patriots yesterday. They ran into a defense that sat there and said, we are going to make you feel our presence all afternoon long. We're going to put a hat on you. We're going to put some heat on you. We're going to make sure you understand this is a football game. This ain't flag football. Enough of this nonsense. And that's what happened. So we look at Tom Brady once again not producing against the Baltimore Ravens. We know he's great. We know he's a future Hall of Famer. We know we saw people on TV yesterday call him the greatest quarterback in NFL history. But it didn't look that way, as you adroitly pointed out, in the fourth quarter. Why? Because in the game of football, when it's time, this ain't the Jets, the Buffalo Bills, or the Miami Dolphins in the AFC East. This is some real football team that he went up against yesterday, and that's what happened. That was my point. So asinine. There are times when I look at you, you should just be flat out ashamed of yourself. You really
I'm
should.
never ashamed of myself.
Is that your damn problem? You're never ashamed of yourself. Because this is one of those times. Let me get this straight. So Bill Belichick, 16 years in New England. He's got a record of 187 and 69.
I don't care.
He's one. Excuse me. I'll let you speak. Zip it. I'm talking. Did it ever occur?
No, I do not. I'm not. Listen, this was Kobe.
Hold on, pause. You better be careful about what the words that's about to come out of your mouth. Don't be disrespectful. You better be careful. Careful. Go ahead, Skip. I'm listening.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
Sit back down in that chair.
I'm sitting
Lean
up,
back
Skip.
in that
I'm
chair.
sitting. You better be careful. Go ahead.
Kobe Bean Bryant is got to be better than what we saw in games 2 and game 4 against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Too bad game.
2 bad games.
Go ahead.
Okay, game 2. This is a game.
Believe the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Wait a second. That's $27 million worth of nothing that you got in those 2 games?
$27 million worth of nothing.
Yeah.
You did say that
I
about the
just
Black
said
Mamba
it.
with
Yes, I
sacrilegious.
did.
Oh, you are unbelievable.
Yeah.
First of all, let's be clear about something here.
Yeah.
We have to take matchups into consideration, and I'm going to be.
James Harden.
I'm going to be. No, it wasn't just James Harden. It was Kevin Durant on him too.
A lot of James.
It was a must see, and there is nobody in this league, maybe outside of LeBron James, that is more must see than Kobe Bryant. Every city, every arena, everywhere he goes, the house is packed.
I agree.
Skip Bayless, I don't ever in life want to hear you call another human being arrogant again. How arrogant can it be for you to think that you can out-coach coaches, okay, out-general manager GMs, out-own owners, outplay players? You are unbelievable. You are actually sitting here with videotape clearly incriminating you, unbelievably so. And
No,
still,
he's not.
you're going to argue, this is
that
not what should have happened.
I won that
You
one.
are unbelievable.
What did you tell me earlier in the show?
Unbelievable.
What did you tell me earlier in the
hands down Rookie of the Year pick. Sorry, John Wall. Like President Obama, Tiger Woods, Derek Jeter, he's a product of a mixed marriage. How do you, Skip Bayless, view Blake Griffin?
For 7 years on this show, for 5 years with Rob Parker, we have debated why there are so few American-bred white players in the NBA. There are 0 white American-bred stars. school with. Tall, redheaded, white. And for the last month or so, as I watch his NBA rise, I sit back and I think, why shouldn't I, as a white person, be able to take some pride in Blake Griffin's rise because he did come from a white mom? Not that I know her or don't know her, that doesn't matter. But just, it's a new, we're seeing this more and more in sports, the mixed marriage products. They're everywhere. And you guys know, I'd be an NBA nut if it were all black or all red. You know me, I'm just a nut.
Right.
But because the white players are such a tiny minority now, that, yeah, I'll be the first to admit here on national TV, yeah, I do. I take a little pride because he came from a white mother. Am I wrong for that?
No, you're not wrong, but I guess my question would be to you, and I think it still comes down to how people see you, not how you feel about you or how you might say, well, I'm 50% white, I'm 50% black, but how people view you. And I'm going to give you a story. I talked to Derek Jeter years ago. I wrote this column for Newsday. And Derek Jeter, same thing. Mom is white, dad's black, and he had just signed with the Yankees, and he was in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and had a brand new car, and he comes out of a restaurant, and 3 white guys come out, and they call him the N-word and say, take your car home or whatever.
Okay, fine.
So Derek Jeter at that point, I don't know if he had a choice, Skip, to say I'm this or that. The choice was kind of made for him. Would you?
Well,
Totally.
by those three.
Right,
Right.
But still,
Right.
once you're called that, do you really look at yourself and say, hey, I'm a white guy? It's
Should
hard.
he denounce his mother's heritage?
Not denounce it, but it's how people see you, Jay.
Okay,
That's
David, how would the black community view Blake Griffin? Isn't there the theory of one drop and you're
Absolutely,
black? Okay.
absolutely.
Right.
And I
Okay.
think the black community, if you have black features or you have any part black, you are in a situation where people look at you and think you're black. Barack Obama is the first African-American
Absolutely.
president, not
And
mixed, not
Okay.
half white, not half black. He
Right.
is the no ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay, and I completely, utterly appreciate the overwhelming pride that the black community took in Barack Obama's election, even though he did come out of a white mom. But clearly, we'd never had an African-American president.
Right.
So that's the way I'm going to view that one.
Right.
But now flip it around, and on the little level of the NBA, there are no white players. So for me, the whites are the minority now, and so it's just natural for me to say, well, gosh, I wish I could root for just one white guy.
It's interesting
right?
when you put it
And
that
look
way.
at-
Yeah,
look at
because
this.
it is the exact flip.
Yes,
from
what about
politics.
Jason
Right.
Kidd, right?
Darren Williams.
Darren Williams. We can go. There's a
who
list.
else? Tony Parker.
Tony Parker,
These
his
are all
mom's
white
friends.
mothers. And
Exactly.
I must point out that in some cultures, like in the Jewish culture, if the mom is white, you're Jewish. Okay, so like the mom differentiates.
Right.
You know, that the mom's the deciding factor. And I'm not saying that has to apply here, but again, I keep saying, am I wrong to, you know,
No,
I have
but Skip,
found
but Skip, you're different. I don't think most white guys
yeah.
sitting at home look at Blake Griffin and go, "That's our
Yeah,
guy.
because see,
That's our
See,
guy."
I feel like I'm being unracist to say, yeah, I appreciate the fact he's got black blood. I don't like
No,
disqualifying
no, I
because
know
he has
that.
black blood. I'm saying he's mixed, but I take some pride in that, right? I mean, come on.
You can, and I
Yeah.
understand where you're coming
Hey,
from on that.
And yet, Rob, the other day when we talked about Joseph Bramlett being the first African-American golfer post Tiger, and you said he's a white-looking guy.
I look at the picture. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Because he looks like a white guy because his mom's white, and so you disqualified him.
So he's not black.
Yeah, you don't want to claim him.
Tiger Woods is.
Okay.
Right, Tiger. Because I think it has a lot to do with skin color and hair texture.
Right.
I just the
Okay.
way
Okay.
people see you. If Barack Obama looked like that guy, the golfer, I think people would think differently. I do.
Okay.
If you ask Jerry Jones and Skip Bayless, they are. And did they poll all these people that they polled from Dallas, Stephen A?
I guess so.
No, they live all over this.
Yeah,
America.
let you
Yeah.
tell it.
Yeah.
As Americans, the one thing we like are winners.
I keep trying to tell him, preach.
Do you remember this
Preach
summer
to him.
when Jurgen Klinsmann said the U.S. soccer team had no chance at winning the World Cup? People were outraged. How dare you say that about American athletes? We win. Cowboys don't win nothing. They don't even make the playoffs. They go 500. In 20 years, in 20 football seasons, since 95 they won the Super Bowl, they got 2 playoff wins.
Yep.
And they're still America's team.
Yep.
How? Why? What America?
What are you doing standing there?
At some point in time.
I just want you to listen to the gospel he is spewing. I've been trying to tell you this for the longest time. Continue, Shannon.
At some point in time, the Cowboys need to win something.
Somebody that spends so much time with me over the airwaves every week, they would learn something from me. It does not matter whether she's... I ruined your evening with your woman.
I know.
Come on. I've taught you better. It's time to go.
Jay Cutler.
Are you finished yet?
Yeah, I'm finished. Now you start.
Are you finished?
Just go ahead, laugh, scoff. I don't care what you do.
It is funny because it's amazing how you try to attach substance and credibility to your arguments when you're emotional. See, I always know when you're going to be wrong when you get emotional about particular players.
Time out.
That's
I was
when
not
you're
wrong.
wrong.
I picked the Packers last night because of this. I said I didn't trust Cutler. I told you yesterday.
Let me finish. You don't get to interrupt me now.
Well, when you mislead the public about my stance, I do.
No. Excuse me, you're on national television. Everybody knows you made your pick, but at the same time, even though you pick Green Bay, we know how you hedge your bets. You always do this. You always sit there and you pick apart something. So in the event that it doesn't go the way you predicted, then you have a fallback argument. In this case, you don't. Because when it comes to Cutler, you have placed entirely too much faith in the Chicago Bears because of this dude. Oh, this dynamic duo that was going to be Cutler and Brandon Marshall. Wait till you see what they're going to do. Remember the season that Cutler passed for 4,500 yards in Denver, Stephen? Who was he throwing the ball to? Brandon Marshall. You have no idea how this season's going to be. Blah, 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 blah. And I sat there and I told you, I said, Green Bay's defense has got to show up. They have been putrid. They have been pathetic. They were worthy because they were the worst team in terms of yards allowed in defense last year. All year long, they were horrid. But they showed up last night. Clay Matthews looked like the second coming of Lawrence Taylor out there last night. He was absolutely sensational. Charles Woodson, Trayvon Williams, and the rest of the crew, they were flat out balling. Yes, they were covering Brandon Marshall. There were a couple of times when a Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey was open, but that was few and far between. They were all over. They were breathing down Jay Cutler's neck. The receivers were not getting open. They were held in check. And as a result, it demoralized Jay Cutler. It is one thing for him to have a bad game. It is another thing entirely to come across as so demoralized that, you know what, his psyche is just gone. And that is what everybody has been saying. Charles Woodson told our Rachel Nichols after the game, it's Jay. We knew Jay would throw us the ball.
Same old Jay.
All the toys that you have.
Yep.
Same old Jay. We knew he'd throw the ball. And that's the point that I was making to you. I know Chicago's defense is tough. I know that even though Lovie Smith is underachieved in terms of getting the team to the postseason, he can coach. I also know that Forte can run the football. By the way, he should have been running more, even though he got hurt in the third quarter. He should have been running the football more. You should have gave it to him more, okay? You should have gave it to their running backs more because they averaged about 4 yards a carry. But they didn't do that. They wanted to throw the ball because they believe that they ride with Cutler. You believe they rode with Cutler. And I'm telling you, at some point in time, any dude that can sit on the sideline in an NFC championship game, riding a bicycle, but telling you he can't drop back to pass with a Super Bowl on the line, there is an indication there that something is missing when it comes to this dude. And it showed up last night, and that's why they got beat down. It's simple. I told you.
Yeah.
I tried to tell you.
Yeah, let's